Alright, I wanted to make a video today, so let's get into that. So what I kind of wanted to address in this video was where the channel is going to be going from here and like what you could be expecting going forward, even though I know nobody actually cares about that, but I have nothing else to talk about, so there we go. So the reason you're seeing so many changes to the channel is because, so as like a filmmaker or like a YouTuber, you should always try to be upgrading the content that you're putting out. That's why I went to doing the ending on the green screen, and then I changed that to doing the ending in like an actual environment. Also, I don't know if you've noticed, but kind of the skits have been changing just a little bit, and that's kind of just happening because like I'm learning from like the past skits, and it's kind of changing the new skits. But also, I'm kind of doing that intentionally. So back in the day, it was just kind of like comedy, like we just kind of made jokes, and like that was the end of it. That's why I've kind of been trying to make it a little bit more, like give it a little bit more production value, which if you didn't know, production value is just kind of like how professional it looks. I think it's called production value, I could be mistaken on that. The way I've been doing that is through like color. Like I've noticed the color of some of the old skits were way off. I've been trying to kind of upgrade like the audio of it, and I know this is like kind of stupid things, but it's just kind of like what I think of when I watch the skits. I've just kind of been trying to make it look better and like make it look more professional. However, at the same time, I do want to kind of like, you know, I want to make people smile. It kind of gets a little bit confusing for me because if you could not tell, I'm not that funny of a person. I mean, some people will say I am. I think they're lying though. That's why the skits have been kind of changing in like their genre, whereas this new skit coming out on Thursday, you'll see is very fantasy, like mystical type of genre. The skits used to just be, I used to just try to make as many jokes as possible. But then the same thing with like the old teleporting skit. Like there was just kind of like this mystical element to it where it wasn't just like jokes, like making jokes. It was kind of like there was like a plot behind it. And that's always what I've been trying to do, but more recently I've just kind of been paying more attention to that. Recently I've been obsessed with the like old cartoon type of vibe, like the old Disney cartoons where like it's just kind of like everybody's just kind of being goofy. I always love that type of thing. It feels very like nostalgic, I guess. But it's kind of that cartoon vibe, and then I've also been obsessed with this kind of idea of like when I'm making these videos, I can create like this whole different world. And I don't know, I just kind of like that concept recently. So I've been trying to like kind of do like what you can actually do in real life, just because that's kind of the beauty of like this whole film thing. And I know I'm sounding like a total nerd talking about this, and I apologize for that, but this is just kind of like what I'm thinking. This is kind of why the skits are changing like they are. So this whole thing has been kind of leading up to the change in our upload schedule. I feel like that's kind of the biggest change we've made to the channel so far. I've always wanted to kind of have like a secondary, like a B content type of thing where like you have like your A content where it's like skits, that's like the main entertainment, and that's what I like doing the most. And then I've also wanted to have kind of like a B content where it's like kind of interacting with you guys more and just kind of talking to a camera more. And I've tried this in multiple ways. One time we were gonna have one thing called Monologue Mondays where it's just kind of me talking to the camera. And then we've tried vlogging before. You could see behind E3 we had like 2 videos on there. It's just like it didn't work out. But I think I've kind of come to a conclusion with what we could do here is we've always filmed on Saturday. So on Saturday we film the skit and we film behind the scenes for that skit. So on the following Thursday we upload the skit, and then the following Tuesday we upload the behind the scenes. And I feel like the Tuesdays are kind of a great opportunity for me to kind of show like what I'm learning and let other people kind of learn from my mistakes in a way. And that's kind of what filmmaking is about. Like, you know, it's learning from your mistakes and making everything better. Always trying to have one video a little bit better than the last video. And that's just kind of like, I haven't really been thinking about that too much. The behind the scenes for this next skit that you guys are gonna watch is very educational, whereas like I did that whole thing by myself just specifically for people to see that it is possible to make like a film if you're by yourself. And that's kind of like what I figured these Tuesdays would be great for, is seeing how I do things and seeing how I get by with like mostly like by myself, with Rosie helping me and sometimes Gregory helping me. But it is possible, and like you can pull together like some pretty good stuff. I think this next skit might actually be one of my favorite skits, and I did it myself. It just squeaked. But that's kind of all I wanted to talk about. I just kind of wanted to give you guys a little something something. So until next time, don't forget, it's not what you have, it's what you make of it, and I'll see you later.